I'm and husband for about 32 years. One time, I met her in Japan, and she was at the time very crazy about the vitamins already. And she'd been to many countries before she came to Japan. She knew here, Southern California, the #1 place to live. And she came over here first, and I followed her later. And then we got married, and I first lived in Los Angeles, and we had the baby, then we moved to over here. But I've been here like 20-something years. And since I learned to play golf, and I enjoyed the weather. I can play every week, all over, like every month. So I have a Monday. We play Mondays, so we call it Monday Golf Association. We have like 20 members, and today I brought one guy over there.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, he's like a #1 player. He helped me today because he owed me a lot of money. You know. He's a player. Yeah, every week he got money, from me. So if you need something like a drink, sake or beer, just ask him or me. Okay? And I like to toast for Anne today because she likes the sake too. And in a Norwegian way, like American, you say the toast, or Japanese say kanpai. In Norway, you know what to say? Skål. Yes. Yeah. So I would say skål to Anne. Okay? So everybody you can toast. Skål. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So you drink it. Oh, we can. Okay, we'll go up there now. Okay. Yeah.
To share some stories about Anne, or she was such a personality. She was kind of a character, and Anne kind of overwhelmed you when you first met her. And I remember the first time, she'd come in and she'd start talking to everybody in the coffee shop and introducing people to everyone. She was a little bit out of the box. And yet the first time you met her, you'd think, who is this lady? But as you got to know her, you hear her stories of traveling and how she traveled. She was an unusual character. I remember the last time when she went to India, and she's telling me she stayed in places that were $5 a night. You can't buy a hamburger for $5. And driving into Mexico by herself, it's things I wouldn't do. But she was an adventurous soul and definitely one of a kind. You don't meet too many people like her. But she had a terrific, kind heart. Yes. And she started remembering everybody's birthday, and she'd make a big deal. And she'd come in, and at Cane's they're selling scones, and she's bringing in cookies and to give to people. And she'd go out of her way to do that. That took a little effort to document everybody's birthday and remember. Not too many people do that. And I have this collection of pictures that she took over the years. Whenever somebody had a birthday or there was something going on, she'd go through the trouble of bringing her camera, taking the pictures, getting them developed, bringing them back, passing them out. So she definitely had a kind. I think a lot of us will miss her.
Yes.
And as Marion was saying, she still can she looks up and she still thinks she sees her coming in the door with the big smile and greeting everybody. She's a nice lady.
I'm Jerry Busch, and you stole all the things I was going to say.
That's why you want to go first.
But, you know, the word I always think of when I think of Anne is irrepressible.
Yes.
You know, she, you never really met her. She was suddenly just part of your life. I mean,
Exactly.
at Keens, suddenly she'd be sitting there and she'd go, "Do you have a girlfriend?" What about that woman over there? Why don't you go meet her? I'll have her phone number, you know. They were going like, "Who is this woman?" You know? And but I think it is entirely appropriate that we're here today. This is the kind of thing that Anne would like. You know, she wanted something different. She wouldn't have wanted a formal funeral service, and I think she would enjoy this. You know, and she had eclectic beliefs, let's say. And I think that picture that we have of her is just perfect.
Yeah.
Because she loved India, and here she is standing in front of the Taj Mahal, which is a Mughal Islamic thing, dressed in some getup that, you know, but and you look at her, she's having a perfect time. And then she would come back, and I remember that she was very careful about getting people's birthdays, and that she was outgoing, and you know, whatever drama or traumatic things that occurred in her life, she kept those to herself. Really, for us, she was always seemed to be interested in what was happening with us. Was life going good for us? And
getting any action?
Yeah, getting any action. Yeah, that side of her too. Yeah, and always asking, "Did you want to go to Glen Ivy and win bass or something?" Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So, you know, and like Miriam said, it's hard to think of her not being here because really in seeing Anne, it's just like you'd see her for a while and then she'd disappear for a few months and then she'd be there like she was there yesterday. You know, so, and she'd be bringing in all the candies and all this sort of stuff. And so, you know, I think she will be missed and harbor her memory. Okay.
Yeah, she showed me where the hot spring was out at Tacoma, California, out in the middle of the desert out there with one tree and one plastic chair by a pool, a hot spring pool.
You know, what we thought is sort of like what we did here is if there's anybody else that wants to tell a story or a remembrance of Anne, either stand up where you're at or come on up here and just tell us a little something about her that maybe we didn't know.
Mine is very brief, but I remember Anne with all those comments, and in addition to that, she's a hands-on person. And right now, I'd love to have the massage to my back.
That's right.
Yeah. Talk about a feel-good. And like you, it was like, "Who are you?" And then later on, it was okay.
Yeah, she took a little getting used to. Yeah, the first time you met her, she.
Is this for real?
Yeah, right. Who is this lady?
Well, regarding the what Noel shared and the gentleman up front about her and her nudist inclination, I don't know if any of you saw it, but she showed me she had a notebook of pictures of places in California where you went in
Or hot springs.
to springs
Yeah.
or something nude.
She knew them all.
Right there. And look, sometimes the pictures of the people that were with her.
That's what you call free spirit.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I should talk now. So Anne, you know, Anne didn't have any daughter. Should I go there? But she always introduced me as her daughter. First she said, she's the daughter I wish I had. And then I said, oh yes, you're the mother I wish I had too. And then said that after all she started saying, yes, I'm the mother she wished I had. So she changed it to that. But and she was really caring as a mother to me. I used to go to Palm Spring a lot, and sometimes even when I study up in Visalia, I drove to Palm Springs, and I was so tired. She was there all with like smoothies, food for me. It's like a mother, yes, and massage, of course, for everybody. And so I guess I felt like, because I lost my mom like 6 years ago, and she was like replaced her somehow, and she was very caring. I met her like as all of you at the coffee shop, and she was the first one who took me to Palm Springs, and then first time with her and Mary we went to Catalina. Remember, you took us there, and so I have a lot of good memories from her that keep me going. And the one thing that makes me happy above all the sadness that I lost her is that she lived a good life. She did whatever she wanted to do, and didn't care. Like she said whatever she wanted to say, and care, of course, for everybody, because she had a very kind heart. And even when I was talking about my son, she was crying. She was crying more than me. And so she was very kind. But I'm happy that she lived her good life, and she wasn't, never been boring, lived full life, and touched everybody in her life, and was always positive. What can I say? I really miss her, but I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to meet her. All of you too. So that after that happened, because it was so sudden, we even had a plan to go to Spain together this coming spring. So I'm thinking, all of us, we should care about each other even more, and don't lose any moment to love each other, see each other more, and the way I think she wants us to be loving to each other, and celebrate again our birthday, do whatever we did when she was here. Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'd like to say something. It was about 10 years ago that I was sitting at the time, Dietrich's, and there was a pretty gal sitting down in front of me, and I'm kind of shy, actually. And Ann comes along and says to this gal, she says, "Are you married?" And she says,
I remember.
"Are
this.
you married?" And I said, "No." "You two should get together and have babies." And we did. And that's how I have Andrew and Annalise now. And she was the one that was instrumental in the introduction. I wouldn't have done it. I am actually shy, even though it might not seem that way. But when it comes to women, and she was the one who did it for us. It was wonderful. So thank you.
Okay, on the other side of that coin,
Oh, no babies?
she was always trying to fix me up.
Yes.
And I got so annoyed one day, I wouldn't sit near her. I said, "I don't like this. I don't want you to do this." And she was, unlike you, she was always introducing me to someone like 20 years younger. and she'd say, "But you both like movies and you both like to dance." And I'd say, "But that's not enough. What are we going to talk about?" 20 years difference. But one day I finally said, okay, because I did miss her. And so one day, but I wouldn't sit next to her or anything. And one day I went up and I said, I really do want to spend time with you, but I don't want you to try to set me up anymore. I'm really not a cougar type. And I don't want you to do that. Well, she didn't. Most of the time but she couldn't help herself. She just had to introduce you one more time to someone. But everyone has really said everything there is to say. She was a wonderful woman, and we connected again, and I just loved her. And she's, I have to say, probably the most exciting person male or female, I have ever met. Truly exciting, fun to be with, been everywhere, shares all of her feelings and where she's been. I haven't traveled very much, but I traveled because of Anne. Because she told me everything that, she, everywhere she went and everything. It was wonderful. And I'll miss her forever. That's it. Everyone else really said everything.
And she was very generous too. I forgot to say
Yes.
that. She shared everything.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
anything you say, this is beautiful, she give it to you.
Yeah.
Like that. So people like, remember Mary said I was I was scared to say, oh, it is beautiful because she's gonna give it to me.
I have a number of things I made that mistake, and I learned the hard way. Don't tell her something on her arm is pretty, because she'll take it off and give it to you.
She was very generous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Generous in heart and share everything. Oh, and I forgot, Diane also sent me an email, but it's too long to read, but I just want to mention it, that she couldn't be here today. But she's really, she really cares about Anne too, and she sent me like 3 pages of email about her. I was thinking maybe a bit bored with that if I read it, but just want to mention it.
Print it up.
Maybe I should say something as the new kid on the block. I met Anne through Miriam. I met her twice. First time was at a health fair at the Anna Convention Center, where you get sample of vitamins and so forth and things. And I met her and I said, I said, what do you have in your bag? She goes, oh, here, this vitamin, this vitamin. Take this, it's good for you. And I was just blown away. It was just amazing generosity. Somebody she just met. And I met her only one other time after that.
She had a cure for everything.
Yes.
That's right.
Actually, I still use it.
Yeah. Some of the stuff is pretty good. She gave me.
Yeah, really.
Oh, you want to read that?
Well, no, I might paraphrase.
Yeah,
it.
some
If I
of them.
could-
Yeah,
if I
exactly.
could summarize, if I could get the thing turned on.
Yes. Okay.
No,
I
go
don't know
ahead,
how do you
Anna.
want it.
No, yeah, that's good. Let me just look it over.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's better. Someone else maybe read.
Miriam, maybe you could email it to me. I'd like to read it. Can you email
Oh, sure.
it?
I will email it.
Oh, great.
Whoever